Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. John here with the Hulk. What do you mean? You're telling me somebody actually owns that name? Marvel. I've never heard of them. Alright. Start it over. Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. John here with the Incredible Hulk. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. Just, okay, start it over. I got it this time. Alright guys, welcome back to the shop. John here with Bruce Banner. Well, there it is, guys. 122cc and some change, to be honest. This is going to be a really cool build. And, you know, I didn't want to give it a name anyway. I think that's kind of dumb, actually. It's just a tool for a job, nothing more, nothing less. Let's just be real clear. Didn't want to name it. So I do have a couple two-piece head designs that I came up with that I am going to have my man Rich do on the CNC. And he does some really cool machining with it. You know, you can turn these out on your lathe. I want to try the stuff he's making. I want to try it out because it looks like super high-end. And, not that I don't trust my ability to make these things. I'm going to run these, and then once I come up with something that I like, I'm going to have him do it. I just really like the way that his turn out, and he can do stuff like match the top of the cylinder square. I can't really do that on my lathe, and this is what I want to do. I have no idea how people do these two-piece heads. This is all on my own. This piece of sandpaper. And, you know, I'm just trying a couple things. This one, I don't want to show too much of the intake port, but this one I have cut down like this, and I gotta be careful what I show there. And let me get this back on here. I have this, the decomps in these 084s are kind of weird. They come off the side like that, so I might do something like this and have him machine that out and run the stock decomp. Otherwise, I might do it like this. And this one I can show you guys. So I have a setup on here, and I do got to raise this decomp up, so yeah, you can't have it like that. The piston would hit it. But, you know, obviously it's not done. I am going to put the spark plug thread inserts in here. So I don't know how other people do it, but I want to use the steel thread inserts for the spark plug. I don't want that thing blowing out. I don't know what, you know, exactly what quality aluminum this is, and I just feel safer with the thread inserts. I've used them before. They do not come out. Anybody that tells you that those spark plug inserts don't work, they're just not installing them right. I can guarantee it. I've put so many in, and I've never had one come out. Never. I red Loctite them in, and they have a. I wish I had one here. I'll do a whole video on that actually. They have they come with a punch. They come with this, and then they come with a few inserts. And you basically cut your threads if you have a stripped out spark plug, and then you put the insert in, and then you pound the top of it down with a punch, and it has like teeth on it, and it grabs on the cylinder, and if you put it in right, it will not come out. I trust it over this aluminum. Anyway, so that was a long way around that, but yeah, this one I have cut down like this, and I just got rid of the decomp because these do have that goofy decomp. It just got some JB weld in there, and you know, we're just trying stuff out. This cylinder is, yeah, I can show you this. There's just some finger porting and stuff in there. You guys have seen that. You know what finger porting is. And damn camera light is always dead when I try to show you guys my port work. But, oh, I do got a flashlight right here. So, just doing some run-of-the-mill finger porting. You know, pretty tight on the intake, pretty tight on the transfers, but that's how I want it. I'm running one ring on these, and we'll see how it goes. Got the intake nice and wide. This one is decked. The other cylinder, I probably won't actually deck it. Holy crap, that's like... Damn, that looks good. Jesus. I tell you what, guys. Whoever did this exhaust, holy shit. No joke, I didn't realize it looked that damn good. This cylinder isn't done yet, but yeah, I'm gonna run this bad boy, running really wide durations and low intake, really low intake, pretty high exhaust. Gonna run a pretty tight squish, I think. I think actually I'm gonna start it off at like 25 thou. I know that seems like quite a bit, but this is going to be very, very different from anything I've done. Well, it's going to have nitrous, which isn't different, but any of you guys know what this is? So that is a solenoid. Let me grab one of the other nitrous saws. Well, here we have the 461, and this is running a dry shot. This is going to be a really quick and easy, down and dirty version of wet shot, dry shot. So the reason they call it a dry shot is because it's nitrous only on it. The wet shot, this would be mounted. You would have a standalone fuel pump, they would call it, because you have to have pressure to this, and in a saw, you don't have pressure. It's just your fuel pump is in your carburetor, and it's done with a fuel pump diaphragm and through an impulse line into your crankcase. So it needs to have a pump that can keep a constant pressure, I think, of 6 psi, 6 to like 40. So I've found a few. I'm trying to find one that's small enough. Anybody knows of a good standalone pump for this that would work, let me know. 12 volt, I'm going to run it off this Milwaukee fuel battery. The saw only makes a few cuts and then I shut it off, so it's not like it's got to be, you know, something that's going to supply fuel all day. But once you have your standalone pump, it keeps the pressure to this solenoid, and then these two lines come off and they go into a fogger that has a Y on it. So then you'd have your nitrous line and your fuel line into your fogger. Once you complete the circuit, both solenoids open, injects the fuel and the nitrous, and you blow yourself to kingdom come. That is a wet shot. Go into a fogger that has a Y on it. So then you'd have your nitrous line and your fuel line into your fogger. Once you complete the circuit, both solenoids open, injects the fuel and the nitrous, and you blow yourself to kingdom come. That is a wet shot. Any questions? All right, let me do a voiceover over this teardown, and I didn't speed it up either. This is normal operating procedure around here. So I do want to talk about what I'm going to be doing with all these saws. So the direction I've wanted to head for a long time, and YouTube is what is going to push that over the edge, is I have a website, I have a stockpile of brand new saws, and I'm going to be selling brand new, completely custom built saws. They're all 500i's that I have right now. A few other ones, but they're not going to be available for, you know, purchase ahead of time, because I need to get away from the deadlines. I have a busy life. My wife's job is really important, and she makes a ton of money, so her job comes first. I have 3 kids, and it's hectic around here, and I don't like just people being frustrated that I'm behind. You know, most of the customers I got are super cool about it. They understand, but even then, I feel like I'm taking advantage of their patience, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want anybody frustrated. I do this because I love to do it. It's not for the money, and I never expected this business to get as big as it did. Like, this is crazy. I'm a dude in a garage in Minnesota, and I got people every single day that want to get saws done by me. So, you know, to the people that are frustrated waiting, trust me, there's 100 people that would gladly take your spot. You know, people offer to pay me extra, and I don't operate like that. You know, I feel bad that I'm behind though. So from here on out, once I get all the saws that are here, customer saws done, then I can finally do these crazy saws that I will build. I don't have the time to really commit to them right now. Then the YouTube thing, I think, is going to get pretty wild. Like, if I had all the time that I have to work on saws, to work on just crazy saws, I couldn't imagine this stuff I'd be able to build. I have some pretty crazy plans. Like, I have cylinders that I'm going to get casted. I even want to get a blast furnace so I can cast my own cylinders and parts. A 3D printer. You know, like, I want this. I think there's a future here. I've seen what people can make on YouTube. It's crazy. So the crazy builds that I do, I'll be able to do videos, hopefully make money on the videos, but then the saws that I'm building on YouTube will be sold at the end. Like this 084. This 084 is going to be for sale at the end. It's going to have a wet shot of nitrous on it. It's going to be ridiculous. You'll have to sign a waiver. It's not going to be cheap. But for people that want this stuff, I've been asked many times, and this will be your opportunity. So How's that for a statement, guys? Well, you weren't expecting that, were you? So yeah, these project saws are going to be for sale, and obviously I'll have to get all the bugs worked out. They're going to be wild. A saw like this, especially, you know, you'd have to sign a waiver, and I can't send the actual nitrous bottle with it, even if it's empty. It doesn't matter. So, you know, we'll talk about that when the time comes. But these saws are going to be pretty crazy. The 500 eyes and stuff that I'm going to be selling on the website, that's just going to be, I'll let everybody know when I have a couple available. They'll go fast. They'll probably go instantly. I might even do auctions because, you know, I need to take advantage of the fact that, you know, supply and demand, guys. If I just put a base price on it and put it up for sale, it'll be gone in 5 seconds. Hopefully I can turn a lot of them over. That would be kind of nice, and I can make a decent, you know, amount of money doing it. And you know, like I said, I got made fun of, and, you know, people gave me a hard time, but I put myself out there, and now it's paying off. So I'm not trying to say I deserve the reward, but like, it took a little bit of balls to put myself out there like that, and then get ridiculed and stick to my guns. You know, like, I didn't just curl up and say, "Oh yeah, no, I was just kidding. I don't actually paint saws." Like, I sat there and told people, like, no, these saws really do what I tell you they will, and show my port work when other guys weren't, and show the different saws running when other guys weren't. And it's kind of funny, it was almost like a fashion statement to get a ported built saw and to be a saw builder. And I've watched so many of these guys that just talk shit and never showed anything have fallen off the map, and I've gotten more popular. So there is definitely something to say about people showing their work. It's one of the reasons I recommend Robin at Triple S. He shows his work all the time, you know, and that's worth a lot to me. There's no secret you're going to give away by showing a cylinder. You're not going to give away any secrets. Like, here's another cylinder I did. There we go. There's the porting. Intake. I mean, what are you giving away? You can't tell my port timing numbers. You guys seen this one? I mean, I showed you the finger porting and stuff even. I mean, there's no secret to it. So I don't get... let's look at the cylinder on this. But anyway, I get carried away. That's where I'm headed with this. Here's the combustion chamber. So I cut this at the same angle as I did the piston. And I did do a dome piston on this, so that should tell you something right there. That's how much I believe in that dome piston, where I'm building a race saw, and I could do anything I want with the piston, and I'm still doing this. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I need to get either the right bolts or studs. I have my squish set, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do for a gasket, and then I am going to have Rich machine me a head, and it's going to have a CNC machined head that matches this square area. I deleted the decomp on this one, and I'm going to use the stock decomp if I can, and this will all be machined in. This will look a lot nicer. This is just I want to get the layout of what I'm going to do, and then it's going to be, this saw is going to be ridiculous. I might even talk to him about having a spot for injection for nitrous, but we'll get into that. I do have a different idea, just a gearhead, if you remember. I haven't talked to him in a while, actually, but he had a great idea for nitrous injection, and I might try to incorporate that. What's nice about the 084, though, it's got a really big carb, and I'll deal with that later. The problems I was having with the nitrous, I think the 084 carb is going to really help. So do another video when I start putting this thing together. I got to get it, like I said, a gasket, the right bolts, and then trust me, you guys will be along when I fire it up. I can tell already it's got pretty high compression, so this thing's gonna be wild. It's got that pipe on it. Yeah, custom stack. All the parts are powder coated. A big old 10 on it. Yeah, 10-pin sprocket. This is like rhino lined, like truck bed liner, and I have better fuel tanks now, and I'm just gonna dye a fuel tank black, so it'll have a different fuel tank on it when it's sold. Flywheel will be shaved. All the fins will be shaved. This crankcase is trenched and port matched. So let's see, I think I have a video of that. Okay, so here's a video of the piston. This is the piston that's in it. I mill it. I have a makeshift mill that I set up with my lathe, and maybe do a video of that on how I do that someday. So there you go, look at that wild thing. So I do, again, don't forget the pistons, guys. Pistons are important. I put the spark plug helicoil threads in. I'll do a video on that someday too. I do shave the flywheel fins. The cooling is not important on a saw that runs for 2 minutes at a time. So I'm going to shave them, you know, I'll do a nicer job with it and shave them even with a magnet like this. So it helps a lot. And again, the cooling is not important for people to say, oh, you need them for cooling. Not on a nitrous saw that's for racing. Makes 2 cuts and 3 cuts maybe, and you shut it off. So don't need it. I think I have, oh yeah, the crankcase trenching. So this is kind of an old school trick that I learned, and I know I do things different than a lot of other saw builders. So you see how that's even in there? Usually there's 2 square, you know, edges that the charge has to get up over. Now I have my cylinder, my lowers on the cylinder are cut all the way down to the base. And I know people might say it's not a good idea, but I really don't. I don't listen to them. So the charge has one even, perfect path into those lowers, and that is going to be wild. So it took quite a while to do, and it looks kind of patchy, but it's not. It's perfectly even. You know, grind it out, fill in the low spots or what you need to fill in to make it smooth. And there you go, guys. Pretty wild, huh? That's gonna have to do it for this one. This is already a long enough video, but I do have to get some parts and some hardware and stuff for this, so we'll be back on this one definitely when the time comes. I appreciate all the support. As always, stay rowdy, my friends. It may look crude, but this little heater actually gets this thing really... Yep. That's what I think.